Welcome to Chapter 13, David. I am no longer invisible. 83% of the people I have walked by this morning stopped and stared and then whispered to their friends. The other 17% did an actual double takes. The kind I've heretofore only seen in cartoons where necks are bendable. I look different. My hair is short and choppy instead of hanging long and in my face. My clothes look more like what the popular guys in school wear. I try not to think about the random fold by my left shin, or that the denim feels tight and bends in all the wrong places. With each step I miss my old khakis, of which I have 3 identical pairs that I've rotated on a daily basis for the past 2 years. I can smell my new hair putty, which is coconutty, and not altogether unpleasant, so long as I don't dwell on its sticky texture. Miney applied it this morning, using a dose of volume of 2/4, and I filmed the process so I will be able to do it the exact same once she goes back to school. Holy crap, little D. Is this Miney? Holy crap, little D. I can't believe you let me do this sooner. You didn't let me do this sooner, Miney said this morning over breakfast, after I came downstairs and, at my mother's insistence, stood still so they could get a look at the new me. You're gonna... I don't know what David's mother's voice is gonna be like. You're gonna have the girls eating out of your hand, my mom added. Just did a random voice, sorry. As I walk down the hallway now, I think of all those montage scenes in teen movies where the main character, invariably a girl, tries a plethora of outrageous dresses and hats, closes and opens dressing room doors in keeping with the music's beat, and then finally emerges supposedly transformed by something as mundane as a new hairdo and a skimpy dress. What I've never understood is why the boys are always shocked when they get their first glance of their newly made up date, as if the girls weren't already beautiful despite their penchant for androgynous clothing. Do screenwriters think teenage boys lack all power of imagination? At least for me, the opposite is true. I'm pretty confident I already know what Kit looks like. Oh. Alright, I'm pretty confident I already know what Kit looks like naked. Alright, despite Miney's best efforts, I do not feel transformed. I cannot imagine Kit at the bottom of a staircase, looking up at me with a slack jaw, and certainly the thought of anyone eating from my hand like a goat or at a petting zoo grosses me out. Is that really a thing? Wow, smoking Senor Drucker. Abby? Wow, smoking Senor That's not at all the voice. I don't think I gave Abby a voice. Did I give Abby a voice? I don't remember any of the voices, so bear with me. Wow, Wow, smoking hot Senor Trucker, Abby says as I walk into AB's Spanish. My headphones are on, but my music is off in case I see Kit, who wasn't in the parking lot at 7:57 as I had hoped, and has so far missed our morning classes. This is the second time in my entire high school career that Abby has spoken to me. The first being 4 days ago when I bumped into Jessica and she called me a freak. Yeah, okay, I'm doing the right voice. I don't understand if she's making fun of me, so I just ignore her. Also, I cannot communicate with anyone who wears that much perfume. He looks like a different person. He looks like a different person, Willow says. Does she think I can't hear her because of my headphones? Or does she just not care? I mean, dude. I practice her inflection in my head, the way she emphasizes the dude, to run it by Miney later so she can translate. I mean, dude. Lo siento, Kit says to Senora Rubenstein when she finally slips into class 13 minutes after the bell. Car problemos. Today, Kit's again wearing that big white button-down shirt, and her hair is pulled up in its Monday messiness, though it's looped into a bagel-shaped bun instead of its usual ponytail. Her face looks puffy, like she woke up only moments ago. I'm 4 seats behind her, so I study the back of her neck. She has a small round mole at the base of her nape, and it sits right there, primly, like it's the perfect ending to an exquisite sentence. I don't trust myself to remember its exact dimensions later, so I reach for my notebook and start drawing. I see you've got. What's it? I see you got. That's not Spanish. I'm just gonna go normal voice. I see you've gotten a haircut, Senor Drucker. Senor Rubenstein says in Spanish, apropos of nothing I can decipher. And at first I don't bother looking up. I've sketched the 2 swerves of Kit's collar, and I want to get them right. Senor Drucker! Presta atención, Senor Drucker! See, I say and lift my head to find the entire class staring at me. I ignore Senora Rubenstein and her tapping foot and all those curious faces and look to Kit to attempt the impossible in reader expression. She raises her right eyebrow approximately 1 millimeter, keeps her lips in a straight, grim line, and then turns back to face the front of the room. Her eyes are bloodshot like Miney's. Maybe you get the idea. Is conjunctivitis. Thank you. Maybe conjunctivitis is going around. Si tengo un corte de cabello. Senora Rubenstein somehow uses my haircut to transition to her unit on Spanish customs and culture. A clunky and illogical connection, but no one else seems bothered. Kit faces forward, her neck straight, and she doesn't turn around for the rest of the class. Clearly, she hates my new hair. Maybe she hates me. I keep drawing. That way, at least I'll have some small part of her to save for later. After class, I end up walking beside Jose, and before I can slip on my headphones, he starts peppering me with questions. "What are you wearing?" he asks. I guess since we're now teammates, he assumes we must adhere to social niceties, like chit-chat. I wish I could politely dispel him of this myth. Clothes. "Where'd you get 'em?" "The mall." "Could you be more specific?" "Why?" "Because I think you should get some more. Girls are actually talking about you." "My sister picked them out." "Your sister?" "Your sister is hot." "Not sure how that's relevant." "Well, could she pick some clothes out for me?" "She could, but I don't think she will." "Don't forget we have the decathlon meeting tomorrow after school." "I don't forget things." "Me neither." "Well, obviously I don't remember everything, but almost everything. My earliest memory is from when I was 2 years and 5 months old." "What's your earliest memory?" "I have to think about it." "Were they expensive?" "What?" "The clothes." "Define expensive," I say, and then Jose surprises me, because he does. He defines the word expensive with an impressive specificity. I told myself I could secretly start calling the lunch table hours if we made it to a second week of sharing, and here we are. Week 2, day 1. "Muy guapo," Kit says and points to her own head. I force myself to make eye contact, but there's too much going on in her pupils. Attempting to unravel it at the same time hold still makes my processing speed slow down. "Huh?" "Your haircut. Muy guapo." I don't need Miney to translate this one. Muy guapo is, of course, Spanish for very handsome. I'm so glad I didn't take Latin, which I had considered, since it would be helpful if I decided one day to go to medical school. Thank you. Gracias. Her pupils seem to be pushing and pulling at once, like a resistance exercise. I give up and look at her clavicle instead. The circular constellation of freckles. How does it feel? She asks. How does what feel? She doesn't answer, but motions from the top of her head down to her toes. It feels weird having so much less hair, and I miss my old clothes. These are a little stiff, but Miney says it was about time, and that change is good. I'm not sure if I agree with her on that latter point. You look so different, Kit says. Really? I ask, which is stupid, since I already know I look different. What I want to say, do you like it? I almost didn't recognize you. You look like a totally different person. Not that you looked bad before. I didn't mean that. I didn't take it that way. It's just you look good. Really good. Totally different. Never mind. So I'll stop talking now. Dit. Hashtag dit. I look up at her again, and our eyes catch. And this time I decide to push through the discomfort and hold on. She smiles. But I'm pretty sure it's a sad smile, because I want her to stop doing it. Face is all closed up again. Are you okay? I ask. Honestly, I don't know, she says. Also, I forgot to pack my lunch. I push forward 2 of my small plates, a cookie and an apple, before it hits me. This is the opportunity Miney has been talking about. I should ask Kit to grab some food after school. That would keep up the momentum, which Miney claims is necessary if I ever want Kit to press her lips against mine, which I do want very much. Do you care to? I don't get to finish my question. I don't get to say, do you care to go to the dinner with me after school? The diner with me after school. Because Justin hurls himself across the cafeteria and lands in the chair beside Kit. His arrival is like an alien invasion. No worse. A nuclear bomb. Holy crap, you scared me, Kit says. I don't say anything, because I don't like to talk around Justin. Past experience has demonstrated that nothing good can come from that. Not a second later, Gabriel is here too, because the two of them have some strange symbiotic relationship. A sea anemone and a hermit crab. One cannot function without the other. Nice haircut, Gabriel says, and reaches out his hand toward my head. I flinch and bend away. For a second there, I thought you were your sister. I'm about to say thank you because my sister is universally acknowledged as an attractive person, but then I catch myself. Of course he's not complimenting me. I hear Miney in my head. Remember who you are talking to. Always stop and examine the context. Leave him alone, Kit says, and leans over and grabs my apple. She takes a big bite, as if she's proving some point. Maybe that she and I share food sometimes. What is this? Extreme Makeover Retard Edition? Yes, I said that weird purposefully. Justin asks, and then gets an overly enthusiastic high five from Gabriel. You guys are idiots, Kit says, and I don't like how this is going. I don't want her to think of me as the kind of person who needs defending. I am not. After the locker room incident, again irrelevant to present circumstances, my father hung a leather punching bag in our basement and taught me how to box. He said it was obvious that I was like him, that school would be hard for me, that at some point I was going to be forced to defend myself. Since that day, I've dedicated 14 hours a week to physical exercise and self-defense training, and have dabbled in various martial arts. I know if I had to, I could easily kick both of their arses. I mean that both literally and figuratively. When I studied Kung Fu, I learned how to do a swivel kick and pin my opponent to the ground, face down. I teleport behind them, pull out my ancient Japanese katana, and I say, nothing personal, kid. You know, just as you do. Would you please excuse us? We were having a conversation, I say, turning my attention back to Kit, hoping that what my mother used to tell me when I was little would finally hold up true. If you ignore them, they will go away. Nope, nothing has changed. Didn't work then, doesn't work now. Would you please excuse us? Justin says, imitating me, but in a fake British accent. Would you excuse... I can't do a British accent with that voice. Would you excuse me? That's French. That's not British. Alright, you get the idea. Which makes no sense. I'm obviously not British. We've gone to school together since kindergarten in New Jersey. Go away, guys, Kit says. I really can't deal with your crap today. Relax. We just wanted to say, hey, we miss you, girl, Gabriel says. All smiles, like he and Kit are best friends, which I don't believe they are, despite the fact they held hands on at least 8 separate occasions for 2 weeks last year. I've thought about how Kit's hand would feel in mine. I have concluded it would feel like the exact opposite of that fold in my new jeans. Oh. A few more words are exchanged. Justin says something to Kit, and she says something back, but I'm not listening. I study the back of my water bottle. Demonstrate them to background noise. Demote them to background noise. I think back to middle school. All those times I did whatever Justin asked. Snapped a teacher's bra. Whoa. What? Alright. Snapped a teacher's bra. Pulled down my own pants. Other things I won't mention. 7th grade, I was flattered by his attention. By the fact that when I was with him, we could make people laugh. I thought we were best friends. I thought a lot of things that weren't true then. I reached for my notebook and put it next to my plate. Rub my hands over the cover. I will not open it here, but having Miney's rules set out and nearby helps. Justin and Gabriel are at the top of the do not trust list. That's all I need to remember. Rule number 1. Do not engage with people on the do not trust list. Rule number 2. Do not engage with the people on the do not trust list. And rule number 3 is to do not engage with the people on the do not trust list. Miney put it in there 3 times, rendering it even more important than her latest edict. Not edict. Addict. You get the idea. Not to talk to a girl about her weight. Finally, Justin pops up as if he's ready to leave our table. I feel something release in my chest, but I should know better. My notable encounters list will tell you that I've never left a conversation with Justin unscathed. He leans down to whisper in my ear, his hand firmly planted on my head. You may have gotten a haircut, but you're still weird as hell, he says. His tongue so close to my ear, I can feel his wet, disgusting breath. I clench my fist. I want to turn around and punch him right in the face. He has no right to touch me. I know that if I hit him, there will be consequences, as there are always with Justin. Suspension or detention, notes on my permanent record, the kind of stuff that could hurt my chances of getting into a good college. Before Kit joined my lunch table, that's all I could think about. That one day I would get to leave Mapleview and hopefully go to a school where I could start over, where no one knew about my mistakes. And also there is this. If I were to hit Justin, there's a good chance I'd break his nose. And if I broke his nose, I'd get blood and skin cells and DNA all over my knuckles. I do not want to have to wash Justin off. Disgusting. Disgusting! I focus instead on Kit, ignore my instincts, and stare directly into her eyes. I talk to her without talking. Please let me know I'm better than them. Pick me. Pick me. She stares right back, though I have no idea what she's saying. I never know what anyone is saying. It's only later, during AP Physics, that I realize exactly what that eye contact cost me. While I was busy staring at Kit, Justin swiped my notebook. Oh, God, no. Oh! Ooh! Ooh!